Welcome to Shiny New Clients, the marketing podcast that helps you attract shiny new clients to your business. We'll talk about social media, what makes people buy, how to go viral, and marketing psychology, all in 20 minutes or less. Whether you're a coach, a stylist, or a wedding planner, if you've got a service-based business to sell, this is the show you need to fill your calendar. I'm Jenna Warriner, your new marketing coach, and this is Shiny New Clients. A million Reels views in 15 days. And yes, we're talking about 2026. It is a good time to be a business on Instagram. It is not too late to the game. It is not too late to get clients from your content. Let's get into it. I'm going to tell you what my client did to have such giant numbers blowing up her notifications. I hope her phone was on silence because that many views, you're getting a lot of pings. Starting with the most important thing, you got to know who you're talking to. And you may have heard that advice before. You may be thinking, oh, Jenna, that's not earth-shattering advice that you need to have an ideal client and know who you're talking to. But it is so easy to forget. The reason that this client success story really stands out for me is because partway through the journey, she became kind of demoralized. She was like, I don't know if this is working, and she was feeling bummed out. And I encouraged her to trust the process and look at a couple different insights and send them over to me. And I will tell you the same things that I told her to look at. And cut to 2 weeks later, she's celebrating over 1 million views in 2 weeks. And now she has multiple reels with over 1 million views. And these are her ideal client. Like a good portion of the people who are following her, she's had about 14,000 new followers. And she said these are her people. Like she is not just attracting randos, she is attracting future customers, future clients. You really got to trust the process. And sometimes we don't want to trust the process because it sounds like something we've heard before. I'll give you an example. Step 1, know who you're talking to, know who you want your content to reach. And of course, you've heard that a million times, right? Have an ideal client, have an ideal customer, be thinking about someone when you're creating content, like thinking about who this is for. But I think sometimes because we hear that so often, it almost starts to sound like a broken record and we can't hear it anymore. Like I say, I help service-based business owners get clients from Instagram. I help service-based business owners get clients from Instagram. I've been saying it for years. I've been saying it over and over again. But if I were to hit record on a reel and start talking to the camera and I told myself, yeah, I'm just speaking to service-based business owners who are in their first 1 to 6 years and want to get clients from Instagram. That now just becomes a line. That's a one-liner. There's no emotion to it. I'm not thinking about a real person. I'm not thinking about how they feel. I'm not thinking about what they're going through today. I'm not thinking about what makes them laugh. I'm not thinking about looking into their eyes and trying to connect with them on a deep level. Because when you think about your ideal client and you start just given your one-liner, given your elevator pitch, and you stop thinking about them as people, then no, you're not thinking about your people every time you press record. You're thinking about a script. You're not thinking about human beings and connecting with them like you're on a FaceTime call when you hit record. And that's what we actually need to do. When we say, think about your ideal customer and make your content for them, I truly mean it. Like picture they are in front of you. What do they need to hear today? In my program, Magic Marketing Machine, we do a process called the Genie Method, where we figure out exactly what your leads need to hear in order to buy from you, in order to be excited to work with you, exactly how they're feeling. And that strategy contributed a lot to this 1 million views in 2 weeks that I'm about to talk to you about, because there are two sides to growing on Instagram. There's the side where you learn the tactics and you learn how to optimize your posts and you learn how to, use engagement attractors and you learn how to get views. And then there is the messaging side. And on the messaging side of it, that's what truly unlocks massive potential and fast growth. Messaging. Who are we talking to? How are they feeling right now? What do they need to hear me say? It's simple. It's so ironic because phones make us so disconnected. You have your voice that you put on when you start recording. You have your air about you that you use when you talk about your business that you wouldn't necessarily use when you just walked up to a group of people and had a two-way conversation with them. And we need to merge those things. We need to merge who you are when you show up as your business with an actual human being who knows how to, how to on your daily basis connect with people, right? You know how to get a laugh at a dinner party. You know how to make somebody feel really heard when they're venting to you. You know how to do those things. And it's about merging these two sides of yourself. Let me tell you what happened in my program, Magic Marketing Machine, where I help service-based business owners get clients from Instagram. We teach that there's 3 different types of content: nurture content, growth content, and sales content. So the growth stuff is the stuff that's designed to get the most views, the most interactions, to get you in front of the most people possible. Nurture content makes those people fall in love with you, see your authority, believe that you know how they're feeling, trust you, build social proof, all of that. And then the sales content is what converts and gets people to actually click the link in your bio, go to your website and sign up for a discovery call, or however it is people buy from you. So inside all of that, we have a 2-week growth content challenge. After we teach you how to make growth content, we go, all right, off you go. Use this challenge to post just growth content for 2 weeks. You're going to forget about the other stuff. You're going to just figure out how to make your account pop off by following this protocol. And that's what this client, we'll call her Randy. That's what Randy was working on at this time. And it's a 2-week challenge, right? So after 1 week, she wrote in our Facebook group, she's like, I don't think this is working. She's feeling really demoralized. She's like, I don't feel like my numbers are going up. A lot of feeling, right? I feel like this isn't working. I don't feel like it's working. And with growth, we're talking about numbers and metrics. So we get really wrapped up in what we think is happening. And sometimes we forget to zoom out and look at what's actually happening, right? So it was a Friday night. So I just pinged her back and I was like, Randy, can you just do me a favor? Instead of sending me all of these metrics that you just sent me, compare them to before you started the growth spurt. Because what she was doing was she was really zoomed in. She was looking at the post she made yesterday and how it performed. She was tired from the challenge probably, and she was thinking that her content wasn't performing better than how she remembered her content normally performs. But it's a lot of feelings, not actually looking at the numbers. So think of it like watching your hair grow. If you just look at your hair grow, look in the mirror every single day your hair's a little bit longer. You're a little bit better at making content. You're a little bit faster at making content. Your hair gets a little bit longer. More website traffic starts coming in, more followers start adding up, your hair gets a little bit longer. You're getting better and better at creating content, and it is working better and better, but it's hard to notice how much your hair has grown when you're looking at it day to day. But if you looked at a photo of you from a month ago, you would see that your hair has in fact grown. So she sent over the screenshots and she was blown away. So right away she was like, oh my goodness, wait, this is working. Like my numbers are so much higher than they were before I started the spurt. We're like, great, keep going. She's like, should I do the second week? We're like, yes, do the second week. Absolutely. It's so fascinating to have now like coached and worked with this many business owners, because I can see that so many people would have given up there. So many people would have felt bummed, not reached out for help, not gotten support, continued to feel bummed, and quit thinking they'd lost when really they were never behind at all. And I see that all the time. And if that isn't metaphor for life, I don't know what is. Feeling bummed, not realizing how far you've actually come, and then giving up because you think you're a failure when really you are doing the thing. You are taking all the actions you need to take. You are moving forward. By the next week, you know what happened? She posts in our group, oh my goodness, my account is blowing up. Here's what happens when you post more growth content. Even if the views on your 5 individual posts aren't going up substantially, The fact that you're posting 5 instead of 2 means your overall reach will go up. I'm sure there is a much clearer way that I could say that. But what I'm saying is when you post a higher quantity of content, your overall reach and your overall views and the overall number of humans that are seeing your face is going to go up. If your posts are only getting 100 views each, say for instance, but you post 10 of them, you now have 1,000 views. Some of that is your followers seeing you more than once. That's amazing. Some of it is new people. They get to decide if they want to stick around and tap follow. No matter what, because you've increased that reach, you're now getting in front of more people and you're getting faster and you're figuring out how this works and you're having more experiments than the guy next to you who's not posting as much, which means you're going to find out what works faster. You're going to find out what words resonate with your followers faster. And the reason that this growth spurt is only 2 weeks is because that's not a reasonable pace for most business owners to keep up with, right? If I told you to post more indefinitely, you'd probably just be like, no thanks. I'll just go pay for ads instead because I don't want to spend the time doing that, which is fair, which is why we only make this 2 weeks. Some people, like some coaches, teach you to post this amount of content constantly. And when I approach teaching social media and teaching it as social media as marketing, I know that that's not realistic for 99.9 business owners. So I'm going to teach you something that's more sustainable. So we do the growth spurt for 2 weeks. All of her numbers go up. And also the old content continues to get views into the following second and third week. And this is something that's different on Instagram now. We used to say that your posts would last 72 hours a week if you were lucky, and they are lasting longer now. So because she kept up with all of this growth into the second week, that gave the first week's content room to breathe. Now we see views shooting through the roof. She's connecting with her people. The algorithm is learning who her content should be put in front of. She gets excited again, and then that happiness and that joy, that counts for something too, because when you're actually excited about what you're doing, it shows through in your content and it shows through in the energy that people get when they see your content, and then they're more into it because you were in a good mood when you made it. I asked her to share specifically what worked for her and why she thinks that she's had so much success. I'll tell you some of what she said. Thousands of comments. So good. She said, one of the things she said was focusing on using her customers' language. In Magic Marketing Machine, we teach you how to do that, how to use your customers' language, how to figure out what it is that they actually need to hear in order to be ready to work with you and actually feel instead of just what they say in passing, because people will lie to you about how they feel and what they think. So we show you how to get to the root of it and what's going on, and that will help your content resonate tenfold. She said she got bold and real. So before, when I was talking about having that business voice, that way that you show up, that's not actually authentic and it's not actually you, but somewhere along the line, you picked up this, this way of being in your presence that you think you're supposed to, this persona that you put on when you're in front of people. So I imagine when she says she got bold and real, she stripped that off. Even just little things like responding to comments. She got ManyChat all set up. I can put my free ManyChat training below this episode if you want to, so you can set up ManyChat too, which helps increase engagement on all of your content, which then tells the algorithm to show it to more people. She says, go for it. Buckle down, create bulk growth posts, schedule them. It works, friends. Thank you, MMM. That was what her post said. So freaking exciting. And now think about all the people she gets to help. Think about all the lives she gets to change. And she's got a really cool business too, and people need her. So I'm so excited to see now what comes after the growth spurt when she gets to enter her sales push period. Very exciting time. You got this. If you want to grow, you can grow. If you want to use Instagram as your main lead generator to bring in clients from videos you make in your kitchen, you can absolutely do that. If you want to follow a proven process and not need to guess at the steps it takes, come work with us in Magic Marketing Machine, and you can do the growth spurt. You can use the Genie method. You can do all of the things that I talked about in this episode. As you're hearing this, I'm at an entrepreneur conference in Toronto. So my goal is to get a whole bunch of valuable takeaways that I can come back and share with you. And if there's anything else So hopefully we can all rise together. Until then, have a wonderful week.